Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Dustin Kreis, and today we are going to do the pickups for, I'm not exactly sure what months this covers, but it's up in the title there. And picked up a lot of games. Of course, this covers the Christmas months, and some big releases came out, and yeah, a lot of things that I amassed during this time. There was a couple Secret Santa gifts I got, and then just picked up some things here and there. So let's go ahead and start with some of the stuff you've probably already seen. Chance, my good buddy Chance Doomwaves, sent me a Secret Santa gift that was packed with all these goodies, but for the reasons of the pickup video, I'm just going to share the games. He did get me Dragon Quest Monsters 2 Joker, or I should say Dragon Quest Monsters Joker 2. Haven't opened this up yet because I want to play Joker 1 first, but I will get to these eventually because I've been wanting to get some Dragon Quest back in my life. He also sent me Destiny the Taken King, which I also have a game discussion up for this game. I absolutely loved it. Can't wait for more content or Destiny 2 whenever it comes out. So yeah, really, really a good game. I'm really kind of pissed off at myself that I waited so long to try it. Another game that I picked up, and it was actually my game of the year last year, that is Fallout 4. Fantastic game. Everyone complained about it being like Fallout 3.5, but really, why wouldn't you want a masterpiece improved? You know what I mean? Fallout 3, in my opinion, was a masterpiece. This just improves upon it, so why would you not want this? People bitching about nothing. Kind of on the other end of the spectrum here. This is a game that I really need to get back to, because it's just not setting right with me, and I don't exactly know what it is that's keeping this game from clicking with me. And that is Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I was really looking forward to this one, and it just goes too far into that MMO realm, and not enough staying into the JRPG realm. It's missing some of the grandeur and charm of Xenoblade Chronicles on the Wii. So I'm going to give it another shot here soon. I'm going to put it back in and start playing it. But yeah, it's just one of those cases of a game being way too fucking big. Way too big. But, I mean, I'm going to give it another shot. We'll see how it goes. But right now, it's just not grabbing me. This is still sealed because I'm going to finish Trails in the Sky second chapter before I start it, but that is the Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel Lionheart edition, I believe. Yes, Lionheart edition. And, a bunch of people did an unboxings of these online, and I didn't really feel the need to. So I'm really looking forward to this. My good buddy Greg, Wanderer from the Past, he says this is a really amazing game, and really looking forward to getting into this one. And then finally, for the video games, I did pick up the Deadly Premonition Classified Edition. I absolutely love Deadly Premonition. It's one of the great cult games of the last generation, and when they announced this, I could not pass this up. So it did come with a deck of playing cards, which I still have sealed, because I don't really use playing cards, and I don't really have a reason to open these, so I'm just going to keep them sealed and keep them nice. But that's it for the games. Trying to think if I picked up anything digital, but I don't think so. My good buddy Alex, Return to Mother Base, he did send me the Xenoblade Secret File Monondo Archives. This is a great art book for Xenoblade Chronicles. However, there is a lot of Japanese text in there. So, there's just pages on, like this. No artwork, just pages on pages of stuff that I don't even know how to read. But the artwork in here is fantastic, and really a great piece to add to my video game book collection. And of course, because this game was so big, and because it was there, and because it was cheap, I did pick up the Xenoblade Chronicles X Collector's Edition guide. Not as helpful as I thought it would be. This game is just too big, and to try to get through it. And I don't know. Actually, maybe I should get back to it. Looking here later in the game, shit's looking really cool. But anyway, it's so quest based that there's no like really linear book progression in here. If you understand what I'm saying, it's not like most strategy guides where you just work your way through. Like you're constantly flipping through pages to trying to find this quest and that quest and all this stuff. And it's a bitch of a game. But I'm gonna get back to it. Movies. Picked up a few here. Found this for like $5, and even though I wasn't a big fan of the movie, I figured why not get it for $5, and that's Robin Hood. I really like when Ridley Scott does sort of the period piece sword knight movies like Kingdom of Heaven. I love Kingdom of Heaven. I love Gladiator. For some reason, Robin Hood didn't really stick with me when I saw it, but I'm going to give it another shot and see how it goes. Alex also sent me this with the Xenoblade book, and this is actually he sent it to me because he loves this, right? But what he didn't realize is this is also one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies, and that's Mickey's Christmas Carol. But it's one of those situations where it's kind of like the never-ending story. When I was a kid, this thing felt so friggin' long and so dark, especially when the ghosts start visiting Ebenezer, and it felt like a really long movie. And as you watch it as an adult, it's only an hour long, and it just zips by, and it's done before and it's like the never-ending story. You just kind of sit there and you're like, where did this epic length movie go that I watched as a kid? But I really had a great time watching this, and really good DVD. On the Blu-ray front, of course I had to pick this up. Probably the most misplacingly hated movie of last year. People just despise this movie, and I have no idea why. Of course I picked up Spectre. Is it as good as Casino Royale or Skyfall? No. Is it the worst Bond movie ever made, which a lot of people out there have like very short memories, because if you watch this next to any of the Roger Moore James Bond movies, except maybe The Spy Who Loved Me, this thing blows everything out of the water. I mean, it's a really amazing Bond movie that kind of maybe falters in the last bits because they try to tie everything together too nicely. But it has everything you want from the modern day Daniel Craig James Bonds. And why people hated this, I really don't know, because it's I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. It disappeared. Okay. It really is a great, great action movie. And yes, I'm going to sneeze. There we go. Yes. I hate that when you feel that coming on. But now I completely lost my train of thought. Spectre. Okay. Maybe not as good as Casino. Definitely not as good as Casino Royale. Casino Royale is like one of the best Bond movie, in my opinion. Get out of here with your Goldfinger nonsense. Because even From Russia with Love is better than Goldfinger, okay? Everyone likes Goldfinger because that was like when it got all gadgety and stuff, but From Russia with Love and On Her Majesty's Secret Service is better than Goldfinger. But anyway, this is a very good movie, and people just, people like to shit on things nowadays. I'm surprised there wasn't a huge backlash. Well, there was a huge backlash for Force Awakens, and it's like, what the fuck do you people want? What do you want? Also expanded my Studio Ghibli collection a little bit. Picked this one up. I loved watching this one. Unfortunately, my daughter did not really care for this one. She doesn't like the big epic ones, but Castle in the Sky, really, this might be my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. It's either this or Nausicaa. And these two are they feel like blood relatives in a way. Almost like maybe they take place in the same world. Really fantastic movie, and I want to watch it again. I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm like, damn, I just want to put this back in and watch it. So fucking good. But the big epic ones like this and Nausicaa and Princess Mononoke, she really kind of glazes over on those ones because they're very political, very plot driven, and like Totoro and Spirited Away and the ones that aren't like telling. Spirit Away is epic. Don't get me wrong, but it's a bit different than Nausicaa and Castle in the Sky and Princess Mononoke. But she likes the more, I guess, lighthearted ones, and Castle in the Sky is not that lighthearted. And then I also picked up this one. I picked up more for her, but I did like it when I did see it. I picked up The Secret World of Arrietty. We have yet to watch this one, but I think this is going to be one of the ones that she really likes. Like this and Ponyo. When I get Ponyo, she's really going to like Ponyo. Yeah, The Borrowers was a book, and I believe there was a cartoon at one point in time or something. I seem to remember there being a Borrowers cartoon, and I always liked it. And then when Ghibli did The Secret World of Arrietty, I was like, perfect! That's like what's like a perfect thing for Ghibli to do. So, yeah, I actually can't wait to watch this with her, but we just can't find the time. I don't know. I picked this up, and this is amazing. I picked up Sherlock the Abominable Bride because I don't have cable, so I can't watch it on the BBC. And luckily, they put out the Blu-rays like right after it airs, so that was great. This thing is a bit of a bait and switch, in that it presents itself as a self-contained storyline set back in the 1800s. So they take the modern Sherlock and put him back in the 1800s. But it connects. It connects and leads into season 4 in such an amazingly brilliant way. I absolutely loved it. And the series, I can't wait to see what they do in season 4. I think they're contracted for a season 4 and a season 5. So we'll definitely be getting more good Sherlock-y goodness, but I really had a great time watching this. I really thought it was great. Something that I've been doing here lately, I've been exploring a genre of music that I've kind of skirted around for many years. I've been kind of listening to a lot of black metal here lately, which I've listened to like Agalloch and some other things over the years, and just kind of dipped my toes into the genre. But I figured, I don't know really what it was that propelled me into it, but I know one of the things that it really made me like look into the history of it and want to find out more bands, and that is I watched this documentary called Until the Light Takes Us, and this is actually you can watch it completely on YouTube. It reminds me a bit of the Radiohead DVD, Meeting People Is Easy, because while it tells the story of the origin of the Norwegian black metal scene, it does it kind of in an artsy way, and maybe a sort of non-linear way, and it really reminds me of those early Radiohead DVDs around the OK Computer era. But it really got me wanting to look into all these bands, and then from those bands expanding out and finding more things that I like. And I actually bought quite a bit of albums on iTunes because it's just easy to do, and I don't need CDs. I like to buy vinyl records that also have MP3s with them. And I'm kind of done with CDs. I don't really like buying CDs anymore. But like the really great, awesome albums, I will buy on vinyl with the MP3 with it. And if it's not something I need to have the physical vinyl of, I'll just buy it on iTunes. And I bought a lot of Dark Throne albums. I bought an Enslaved album. I bought, my phone's right there. I can't look. I bought a bunch of Immortal. A friend of mine gave me the new Aboth album to listen to. A lot of stuff to take in, and it's funny because for a long time with Agalloch, I had a hard time with the black vocals, the shrieking. but now I really actually kind of like it, and yeah, I suggest people to watch Until the Light Takes Us. You know, it may not be the best documentary about the genre, but it is a very, very well done piece. There's a couple things in it where I'm like, why is this in here? But for the most part, it does a really good job of sort of telling the story from two perspectives, which is the drummer, I can never say his name, Gilve, yeah, Fenris from Dark Throne, who was kind of one of the big, I don't want to say one of the big heads, but he was definitely one of the main guys in the early era. And then the other guy that they focus on is Varg Vikernes from Burzum, who really kind of encapsulate the really dark side of the black metal scene, whereas Fenris is more of a he's more of like the music, whereas Varg is more like this really just fucked up political ideas and stuff. So it's really interesting to read, or not read, to watch and then read on your own how this sort of scene began and all that kind of stuff. So that's been a fun thing for me to do. And then the last thing, I've been getting back into tabletop RPGs, and I really want to get back into and start playing them with my friends here in town. There's a group that plays. We actually played Star Wars role-playing game last night, and I had a blast doing that. Really looking forward to more plays of that. And then we're going to do some other stuff too. But I'm also kind of thinking maybe of doing like a online thing with Skype. And I don't exactly know how I want to do that yet, because I got a lot of learning still to do. But I did pick up a couple rule books. One is a system that I do really want to invest a lot of time in and really learn really well, because I think it'd be really good to create a bunch of one-shots and smaller campaigns. And then if I want to try to do an epic campaign, maybe I'll see how it works for that, or I'll pick up Pathfinder or something. But I picked up the Savage Worlds Deluxe Explorers Edition. And this seems like a really fast and easy system for people to pick up and play. And it's not, you're not going to be sitting there for hours doing various checks and, you know, adding in all your modifiers and things like that. It seems like it's really meant to kind of take a lot of the overly checky crunchiness out of the game and let you focus more on the storytelling and the characters, and that's a really good thing. But, you know, me saying that, don't let me fool you into, you know, thinking that Savage Worlds is a light RPG. There's a lot of mechanics and stuff in here and a lot of stuff to learn. It just seems like it does it in a much more easy to digest way than maybe like D&D and things like that. But I also picked up this because it is kind of that D&D style, but it's a kind of a throwback to how old RPGs used to be back in the 80s. So I picked, this was only $4 on Amazon. $4. So I said, yeah, why not get this and sort of read it and, you know, see how things... And then if I go to a half-price books, I can buy like a second edition D&D book and stuff like that, and just see how games used to be, because this is sort of a throwback to those older games. And that's Basic Fantasy Role-Playing Game, which is a very generic name, but it is kind of a generic system. And of course, someone's buzzing. But it is just kind of a generic system, and it's really just something for me to read and sort of, you know, maybe get somebody into these more crunchy type of games with a very simple to play. And then sometime I'm probably going to pick up Pathfinder just to read that as well. But anyway, that is it for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.